Hi everybody, I'm back with an update on my Christmas version of the Monogram iced tea. So as you can see here, I've masked off the roof and the tops of the gas tanks to protect the white pearl, and I've sprayed the rest with Model Master Guard Red. Okay, I pulled the tape off and came out not too badly. I'm going to be painting this here black, and I'm thinking I'm going to airbrush some metallic black on there. There's one little speck of red here. Some of the tape didn't work too well. A little speck of red I'm going to try and wash off. May have to touch that up. I used a Tamiya yellow tape for the wavy part here, and then I put just green painter's tape over the top. And I think maybe it's getting old or something. The glue wasn't as sticking as well. The Tamiya tape worked fine, but on the gas tanks here, there's a little bit of red on that one on the nose there. Came off pretty well, but the other one there, it's got a lot of bleed through where the painter's tape was over top of the Tamiya tape, so I'm going to have to scrape that off and probably have to touch that up with some pearl white again, and then proceed from there. I started the seat with a base coat of flat black. Okay, well, I've got some more painting done here on the interior. I've just done the seat in, I did it first with a couple of coats of flat black brushed on, and then some of the Model Master leather. It's brown leather that I painted on just with a brush. I did the wood trim on the bed here with tan color, sort of a fawn craft paint brushed on with a thick brush, sort of with a stiff brush to give it some texture and wood grain, and then another coat of a darker brown over top of that, and then the silver Sharpie on the metal rails. I just brushed some red craft paint on the inner fenders and interior tub. I just did the dash. I left it in white, and I painted on some flat black and went over the dials with a white pencil. I don't know if it's going to show up or not on there. I'll try and put a picture in later. And they're pretty small. And then on the, I cleaned up the gas tanks. I was able to touch up the overspray on that and get that cleaned up. And on the body here, I just brushed on some flat black on the fenders here, 2 or 3 coats, really thin down with just water with the craft paint, and brushed that 2 or 3 coats on, and then a couple of coats brushed on of this Craft Smart Carbon Black. It's got a bit of a silver metallic to it. I don't know if you can see it, and here you can sort of see it sparkle a little bit, which is really what I was hoping for. So I just did along the edge with that. That was just brushed on. I was going to use the airbrush, but I thought I could just brush that on if I thin it enough. Got it nice and watery, and just kept brushing it on, built up 2 or 3 coats. So that's coming along. Some more trim painting to do. Well, back again with another update. What I've done is the next step. I've taken one of these little micro brushes and some silver craft paint, and I've just gone along the edge of the where the snow and the white line and the red meet, and just gone along with that and brushed that on with some silver paint on there and on the gas tank. And I'll do the same once that dries a bit more. I'll take some of this ice blue and brush that over top of it as well, just to give it that sort of frosted look, like it's similar to what I did on the last one that I did back in June this year. I have it here as well, good for a comparison. The other iced tea I did, it's a similar idea I did here with that, with the white and blue. So I think this is going to come along very nicely. I've just mounted the engine into the frame. You won't see much of it after the body goes on. The bottom of the engine shows under the chassis, but once the body goes on top here, that's going to cover most of it except for the carburetor and the air scoop sticking up. So I'll just let that glue dry. And I've got the drivetrain ready to go on, front springs, the rear differential and springs ready to go on. and one step at a time we're getting there. Well, I'm back again with the final update for this video. I've got the dividing line on here with one of those micro brushes. As you saw in the last video, I painted some silver along there, and then I went over that with a thin line of ice blue, craft ice blue acrylic. And the interior is ready to go in, as you can see there. I've got the chrome nose piece ready to glue on the front here. I just have to put the headlights on here, and then the front suspension and the wheels, they're ready to go. I just finished earlier today, I finished the drivetrain and the exhaust system. I left it all chrome. Being a show car, I just wanted to be shiny and chromy and kind of cold looking, and display that coldness. So I've got those, they just dried. Got the engine and then the air breather on and painted. So I just have to glue the interior seats in here. Get that. I got the, of course, the headlights here ready to go in. Got the gas tanks ready to go on, the wheels. So just a matter now of final assembly. And that should be in the next and final video.